everyone. I have the updated script with new features. So I just would like to share the features with you. Since there have been certain demands from my clients, they wanted these features to be added. So one of them is enable IP authentication. For example, if you have a client and he asks you that he does not want to use the proxies with the username and password. So that is actually where comes this IP authentication in. So what the user has to do is he has to provide you his public IP. So let me show you. You can your user must know what public IP is what is my address. So user must know that this is his public IP, right? So this is his public IP, and he will share this IP with you, right? And once he shares this IP, so you will then add that IP to this using option 27, and here you will add that particular IP address, right? Here I'm just giving you an example. So here you will add the IP address is public IP address. Once you have the IP address, you will wait for the service to get restarted, and then for that particular user, you will generate the proxy list in the following format: IP and port. There is no need to, there is no need to generate the password now. So he will actually be able to connect and use the proxies without IP and password after his IP is authenticated. So in order to generate the username, sorry, the port for him is option 29, right? Here, option 29, will be asked to enter the username to user1. Since I have not actually added the user, okay, let's do that. Let's assign the IP to this user1, and I would like to assign M25 IP. Let's wait for the squid service to get restarted. Okay, so now we have actually the IP. So now we can go to the option 29 and user 1. You see over here, you can see that it has generated the IP and code, but not the username and password. And this is obviously, as mentioned earlier in the previous video, the file will be generated in a text format at your root location where you can download it. So then there comes the option of, then you can with option 21 you can disable this. All you have to do is to just again enter the IP address, right? That's what you want and nothing else, and then the authentication will be disabled. And then there comes this option. If you would like to also see the authenticated IP, you can do that with option 30. You can see all the IP authentication. And then if you want to block a site or website for a particular user, right? So you want there is a user one, and you want to block certain websites for him. You can use that with this option 31, and obviously with 32 you can unblock that website. Now here's the interesting thing: add site groups. Rather than blocking and unblocking individual websites, so what actually is the best way, one-time activity, is to add the site groups, right? For example, I am going to add the site groups, right? Uh, Site group 1. So for example, the site group 1, it has, you will add all the social media websites into this site group 1, and you can then create site group 2 where you will add the foot blocker websites into that, and then you will You can create one more side group, three, whatever you name. You can actually name them. As I already have, I already have the created few side groups. Show you, I have created these side groups for movies, right? Social media, and blah blah. So if I want to see the social media websites, I have added just one, right? So here is actually the option. Once you have this, you have created this site group, right? Then it's the time to add the websites to that site group. So let's do that. So option 32. Okay, let's add the website to these sneakers site group, and I will say www.com. Say right. So once it's done, this website will be added. This is one-time activity. You don't have to repeat it again and again. All you have to do is to do, add all the websites to these side groups, and then you will be just blocking and unblocking that particular side group, not the individual websites. So if now we can see, let's view the option type. So we have seekers. Now you see footlocker.com is there. This way you might have added many more. So if you want to now block websites, block the side groups using option 25, so it will ask you which side group you want to block. So we say, okay, block the sneakers side group. Right? That's it. So all the websites inside that sneaker site group will be blocked for all users, right? For all users, not for a specific user. For specific user, you have this blocked user website for a single user, right? And single website for a single user. So you can, if you want to block multiple websites, so you will run this query multiple times, right? You will run this option multiple times for that particular user. So these are actually the options. Those were requested by my clients. And there is, if you want to, delete that site group, you can do this with this option 38. That's it. Thank you very much. If I'll be updating the scripts, according to the requirements of my clients, and I will be posting the videos over here again. Thank you very much. Bye.